Noah's characters have been sucked into a very shadowy and dark place. My life. So you're in a very shadowy and dark place, and surrounding you and Noah are these shadowy looking tentacles slash snakes that are hissing at you. They're speaking in Abyssal. Does anyone know Abyssal? It's kind of like Passeltongue. Out of this cloud of black snakes appears a hooded man in a dark robe. He's extremely shadowy looking. You only can barely see his face. You can't see anything more than his mouth and a brownish black beard. On his right hand is a symbol of what looks like three snake, like a three snake version of an Ouroboros. Three Ouroboros forming a triangle. You have interfered in the infinite cycle of the universe. Why the heck are you here? The cult of the eternal serpent never dies, for the eternal serpent is eternal to the multiverse itself. He waves his hand. Roll me. What can I do for this? A wisdom check of 20 and above. Wisdom check of 20. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, but he has to get a wisdom check. Okay, yeah. Has to be above 20. He's pulling back a bit. Perhaps you are not mere mortals, but cosmic realities. You have not traveled across the multiverse, have you? You've been to the Avernus, you've been to Kryn. Perhaps you are not mere children. Perhaps. Do not kill me, human. But be aware we are not necessarily on the same side or the opposing side. My patron does not seek to destroy you or the enemy you face.
Says the snake.
The eternal serpent is more than just snakes. It's just symbolism and a few wackos in the frickin' counties that have really weird fetishes and obsessions with snakes. They don't count. There's a bunch of frickin' kids who got obsessed with snakes and wear our iconography and try and claim they're like it's cultural appropriation, really. Look, the eternal serpent, is the nature of the universe itself. Cosmic death, rebirth. You can't stop with that. But it appears Tiamat is messing with the eternal cycle. I can see you're retrieving this artifact to perhaps keep the order going. What are your goals for acquiring this artifact? Do you wish to keep never-ending order or never-ending chaos? What do you seek with this artifact? Okay. Yeah, so you're collecting these artifacts to stop Tiamat. Okay.
One of the relics that we need in order to, for me, I needed in order to well.
Yeah, so these artifacts, sorry, metagaming. These artifacts, you're collecting them across the multiverse to bring more harmony and order back to the universe. Because Tiamat is like messing with the natural course of the cosmic order and trying to bring never-ending chaos. So you're trying to bring a little more stability, prevent constant demons and buttfuckery from having across the multiverse on a constant basis. I'm trying to do a soft reboot of my game. I'm trying to do a soft Yes, I'm trying to do a soft reboot of my games, okay? Less focus on the constant fighting and more.
Your gravy is mine.
Yes,
Gravy.
but okay, shut up. But back to the game. I can see you wish to you all against Tiamat, correct?
No, I just want gravy. I want to pull the.
Stay the fuck away from me. Very well, you may have the artifact. As long as you do not prevent the cycle of death in life on the cosmic level, you are fine. The next artifact you seek lies in Ravenloft. You must somehow find your way into the Black Abyss, the Dark Lands, and arrive there. You don't want to fuck what comes out of Ravenloft. Any questions want to ask this cosmic shadow deity? Stay the fuck away from me. You, gnome, you seem more intelligent than this moron.
So the one who like.
Fuck off.
I have additional questions. Thank you for the information.
Very well. He flips his hand, and you're back in Kryn. Dragonlance armies are in midst of war with the armies of Solamnia. The knights are charging against the hordes of goblins and dragonborn. What do you want to do?
I want to.
You have the artifact, now you have to flee back to the city. No, I'm going to allow it. Coming down, falling down from the sky, are two golden dragons with need of riders. You get to fight two golden dragons. What do you want to do? Do you want to like give your army a little bit of help and like wipe out some of these ranks of infantry? These goblins and draconians are sieging your allies. No, no, it's D&D lore. What do you want to do? Do you want to help thin out the opposing this horde of monsters, or do you just want to flee back to the city like logical people? I hate logical people. That's why I hate math. No, logical. I hate logic. Tilly, what do you want to do? You have two dragons. One of you could flee back to the city. The other one of you could stay, fight. Yes, you have the artifact. It's in his hand.
The only one.
Tilly, what do you want to do? You have a golden dragon at your command.
Stay and help hold on to this army until the
We're gonna play this game with me.
friends are back. Okay.
We're gonna roll. If I blow, whoever gets the highest blow will determine the damage to the opposing party. I'm playing for a, let's say, 200 or 300 slash draconians and goblins, and you're playing for your dragon and your allies.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. Damn it! You both fire, and you reduce hordes of goblins and draconians to ash. They turn their attention to you. Damn it! You keep on blasting with your dragon fire, and riding this beast of war into combat, just swooping death like Daenerys Targaryen, like from Game of Thrones, down these fucking goblins or draconians, turning entire squads to ash. They're gonna flee. Damn it! 2 more rounds, and we'll see who.
Oh, that's fine.
Their units reduce a squad of knights to they rain acid arrows and take out quite a few knights. The goblins keep filling your army, swarming the infantrymen.
I think the problem is between now I'm really
You reduced the draconian commander to ash, but quite a bit of your army has been destroyed. You've taken some heavy damage, but so is the opposing force. Yes, and she's rained fire, but the hordes of goblins and draconians are like, she's also commanding her troops and giving orders, and in the process, she's lost like a few platoons, but it's like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a fighting back retreat, okay? What do you want to do? You push them back, you've dealt some serious casualties to the enemy. Do you want to keep fighting, or do you want to fall back? Rising of the sun are wyverns. Wyverns.
I have
Yes.
first question. They're in the space that I can see dragon. A good defensible place we could for them.
There's a large fort on a hill a few miles away that you could hold up in. Helm's Deep. Like Helm's Deep.
How far away he had to go to get the
Hills, he's probably half a day away.
How long?
He's made the city, but it's been half a day. It's been half a day, but he's finally made the city.
About that much time again.
Yes.
So find that.
Do you have anything for your troops? Any commands?
There.
Any catchphrases you want to say?
I'm not really the best here. I'm alone as here. Well, type of gnome.
So yeah.
Other than just giving them the instructions.
Roll me charisma.
Yeah, our additional help is coming and
from Corn, yeah.
Find this defendable place and it's a good thing I get to add 0.
The troops pull back and fortify a trench position in the fort. And the goblins are starting to surround you, but they're giving you space. You maybe have 5 hours before they attack you.
Okay, so they're licking their wounds.
Alright.
Okay.
You ride back in the city. What do you do as soon as you get there? So you go to the temple, main chapel. As you arrive at the chapel, it's Holy Week, and they're celebrating. In the name of the gods, you must allow us through the ceremony. So says the king high priest. Show me your holy wisdom. That is not of our religion.
I have dominance over this army. Promise it.
He was accused of heresy not too long ago, so his orders are not valid.
I'm going to pull this here.
Roll.
As hard.
You yank off his head. You yank off probably. No, not toupee. You yank off his actual hair. Like literally yank it out of his head.
You're very cold, the hair.
He hurt me. God killed this heretic. God killed the heretic. Roll me 2 intimidation. 2 Templars walk up to you. 2 knights. This man is a heretic. Cap his head. The knights cut off the new cardinal's head. All right, that's taken care of. But a new cardinal must be appointed. Oh, that priest you're talking about? He's downstairs. They bring back the priest. He's drunk and has most of his the front half of his robe off. I was having sex with concubines, right? Please, old friend, come on. I was just... Look, even priests need to let off once in a while, okay? Okay, fine, I'm sober. Fine, I'll repent later. I'll do a few Hail Cherries, okay? Fine, fuck it. The Lord Paladine, the patron god of the city, does not recognize your heathen Corin god as a Roman intimidation. You convince him to accept Corin's pantheon into the pantheon of Kryn. Congratulations, you can mix religions. So the ceremony ends, the priest is saying, okay, yeah, you're all forgiven, blah, 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 whatever. The parade of Paladine, the gods of light are ended. I forget their names, but they're like gods of light in Kryn. They're like the gods of order. Paladins, if you want to know. So the Islamic knights surround you. The priests gather. They say the chant. They gather the artifact, do their ceremony, and the process is sped up. Your god has sped up the travel for the astral sea, and over the skies of Paladin, this imperial city, is a fleet of airships. Yes. It's only the first wave. Meantime, during this whole time, Tilly, what are you doing right now? The goblins are surrounding you.
Well, we're in a fort, right?
Yep, another roll. What do you want to do?
So,
You can make a few choices using your skills to help you in your rolls.
in our little bit of breathing time while the goblins are putting their wounds and weren't attacking yet, we barricaded the
Fort.
the entrance fort, and we would set up locations around the fort for archers to be set up and
Okay.
defend us.
All right. One of the soldiers offers you a drink. Flagon of ale. This is offered in roleplay.
For camaraderies' sake. Well, thank you.
Well, if you die, at least we won't wind up in the 9 hells.
We won't die. Something's coming.
All right. The battle begins. And the knight even says, so it begins. According to Lord of the Rings, yes. All right. Since you're in the fort position, you get to make the first roll. All right, you're on. You rain fire and you destroy ranks of goblins. They're still charging forward. There's draconians falling down from the sky because they have wings, dragging on humans. Okay.
Mine changed when yours hit it.
Alright. What'd you get originally?
I originally had the 6.
So the draconians are raining fire. They're like aerial units. They're taking out your archers by droves. Is this a useful mechanic? Alright. Alright. Oh. Exchanges of fire going both sides, but you've enabled to convince your archers to aim their fire at the right places. And these aerial dragon units are being shot out of the sky, dragging on humans. They're being turned to ash, and they're falling down Blade's rope, screaming in their abyssal tongue. That. Your archers are firing, and they're dealing damage to both the flying dragon humans and the frickin' goblins, and they're holding helm. The sky is turning to gray. It's turning to rain. It's turning into Battle of Helm's Deep. And now they're calling in their heavy guns, ogres. So I will get advantage of 2 on my coming rolls. +2, you know what I mean.
So you're getting +2. Go in my favor anyway.
The ogres burst through the doors and start dealing damage to your infantry. They start breaking down the doors, firing crossbows at the battlements, and taking casualties. Once again, Battle of Helm's Deep. Your doors are starting to be broken down, and they're taking out some of your archers in the top floor. Once again.
Damn.
What'd you get?
7. You got 6, but +2.
The ogres once again start blasting your units. Are there any commands you want to make? You probably lost like a fourth of your force at this point. And they're just coming in waves. Do you want to keep doing this? The fortifications are built on ancient catacombs that you could retreat into.
And so are we supposed to damage from outside the walls, or is it just the ogres inside the walls?
The ogres have heavy artillery and they're blasting your units on the top of the wall. They haven't reached the courtyard yet. They haven't made it inside.
Okay, so they're not through the door yet.
But they're breaking pretty damn through yet.
They're battering down the door, but they're not actually.
And you've lost most of the upper battlements. What do you want to do? Heavy melee, or do you want to fall back?
I do hope you realize that I am probably.
And you have to make it 2 more rounds before he shows up.
Okay, that was going to be my question. How much? I don't know who was here before.
Mostly soldiers and a few farmers were owning this, keeping living here, a few travelers, a few traveling nomads.
Anyone the original fighting force.
Alright. 2 more rounds. You've lost maybe a fourth of your soldiers.
And I want to direct any archers that are left to focus their fire on this.
The ogres pull out. One ogre steps forward. He has like a magical, fire, metallic device instead of an arm. Looks like a portable cannon, a mortar round. Aims at the battlements, fires, feels a lot of pain, shrieks in pain. But this cannonball arm cannon winds up blowing up your entire remaining front rank of archers.
Okay. So
once more.
No other archers.
Probably up to a third of your soldiers at this point. Oh, damn it.
I think I might be able to survive this round. Or we're tied.
The ogres.
No, we're not.
The ogres breach the doors and they start slaughtering your remaining infantry. Just as your skyships arrive.
Actually, more specifically.
What does it look like? What does your army look like?
In the distance, there's a sea of white. You see flying breeze trying across the
Okay.
with other classmates.
Okay. From the corn world. So to canonize that, from the the remnants of the Tark Empire, the Bristol Commonwealth. Okay. You've commanded the remnants of the Bristol Commonwealth and the Tark Empire to side with you. Any other kingdoms? Okay, that can work. The Church of Corn, yeah, that can work. So, let me take what we said. The armies of Corn have arrived to take the fight to Tiamat. Knights, legions of soldiers, elves, humans, dwarves, all sorts of creatures, furry creatures, of course, it's Corn. This army, this united alliance of the forces of good, have gathered around this man. You're lucky you're friends with the high cleric of the Bristol Commonwealth. Well, very well.
Let's make sure that
The knights shot. All right, you proved yourself in the battle against overthrowing the Tark Empire. Go ahead. But this ceremony of no official rank. Remember that. Roll me. Fire. Give me. Damn it! Your catapults rain fire and blast the goblins to pieces. Draconians are even crushed. A few of the ogres get crushed. They turn to face you, and what was up? By the way, he's commanding the army of like 2 entire continents that just came to this realm.
specifically
And now they're attacking a unit that is probably a little more than a few platoons. They get crushed. And they're pretty bloodied. What do you want to do next? Cavalry charge?
archers to the back. Everyone put a force. I want the force. I want all cavalry to the bottom.
Alright, roll for it.
All regular troops and charge forward.
Alright, go for it.
15. That's charisma, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 15 to 17.
Damn it. You charge in a massive, screaming battle cry of a dozen different languages, of every different race from Corrin, charging across in a massive sea of steel and blade, and you crush the army of the Smithereens. You slaughtered them to the last goblins, Dragonborn. Meanwhile, Devin, your character's been flying in a freaking Pegasus this whole time, just watching things. Sitting right next to you are some magical, see, during the battle, you see the Pegasus. Just watching, sitting right next to you are flying little, I don't want to, cherubim, little tiny flying little demi creatures. Yeah, like, yeah, angel things, like seraphim, like angel creatures. Yeah, just like higher beings, with you, man. Damn. Oh yeah, you're right. Can you vouch for these guys? You can vouch for these guys. They're worth the time. They're not complete idiots.
How stupid are we talking? Like, scale of 1 to 10. Yeah. You have a good chance of being Tiamat.
All right, we'll give you a chance. Yo, by the way, if you ever want to die and go to the heavens and get high, here's my card. Weigh in for free. Understood, kid. And the angels find the sky. You want to bet, and maybe would have gotten some attention for the guys, the men upstairs, the big guys upstairs. Maybe for a little aid someday in further conflicts. Maybe like a slight. Are you okay? A slight twitch. Like maybe someday you might have convinced the gods to lend you a hand at the worst possible, at the most critical moments. So, the hordes of the damned, the hordes of monsters are beaten. Congratulations.
Yeah, those were those things. Those are all the. These were the things you were hanging out with me and drunk with.
Yep, I know. So, you won the battle. Tilly. What do you guys want to do now? You beat the Dragonborn, the dragon armies, and you beat Tiamat yet again. No, you haven't beat. You beat her forces. First time in the Nine Hells, you killed one of her dragons. Now you killed one of her armies.
One.
Yeah. What do you want to do next?
Personally, as expensive as it was to assemble.
It's not your command.
What?
It's not your permanent command. Tiamat is a little god and has armies twice the size of yours across numerous planes of existence. She literally has followers in the tens upon tens upon tens of millions. No, this is pretty much the extent of your army. But there is, look, you can't beat Tiamat for mortal means, but the artifacts are your best hope. But you now have an army command when you need it the most.
What do you want to do? Go back to Paladin?
Celebrate.
No. We still be and the rest of the time we're going to clean up the survivors. I do not want to see a single demons.
Monsters.
Monsters, demons. I don't want to see a single one of them.
So, are you going to give the order to commit mass genocide of the goblins and draconians?
Yes. I want them all in place to go Tiamat and what they shoot.
So, you or your troops commit acts of pure genocide against draconians and goblins. You commit war crimes. Okay. So,
This is kind of where I'm going to start.
So the armies of Corin start hunting down and destroying local goblin communities, slaughtering draconians, going to all their outposts, going to anyone associated with them, hunting them down, blowing up their villages, burning.
Bear in mind what I'm doing. I'm essentially trying to show a sort of psychological warfare towards them, mainly to break their will.
So the people of Kryn are mixed about this. You are commanding this act of genocide from the city of Paladin, I assume. You are overseeing the efforts. I assume giving the genocide efforts. Yes. Back in the city of Paladin, news of this genocide from fraudulent events. What do you consider? The Empire, the various commanders of the local Solamnic Empire and the Allied army are consorting, giving reports on a day-to-day basis of ethnic genocide of the monsters. The people's opinion is mixed. The Mages Guild is opposed to it.
Don't get me wrong, though. I'm not going to be going after this.
That's most of the goblins and draconians. You're leaving entire families widowed. You're committing a bad name for yourself. You're okay with this.
If I can break it real quick,
various churches you can sort of with the Church of the Gods of Light and Friends.
Don't tell me they're not going to be okay with this, because most of the time, most of these charades are totally okay with this.
You're in a conclave right now with the various leaders of the various faiths and organizations under your command.
Yes.
Roll me charisma. See if you can convince them to be okay with this. And meanwhile, in the city, people are celebrating. People are debating this in the commons.
17.
You convince most of the court, the various factions in your command, that this is necessary and you won't wipe out the entire species. Yes, but Tiamat's worshippers are very devout, and they will die as the last being.
One thing to work, the other thing to want to go up against someone and die and stuff like that.
As you're in the conclaves, Devin and Tilly are down. Where are you guys at? Corinne has a very active marketplace. Has many. It's a port city. There's Minotaur, Gnomish, Dwarven merchants, travelers, all sorts of markets and bars and all sorts of places. Where do you want to be at the moment?
I would probably be
You're exploring the markets. You're down in you're down the throwaways of the marketplace. Mostly the bay, where there's minotaurs hauling down cargo. There's dwarves and gnomes haggling. And I guess the thing that you guys take the most interest in is a merchant with many weapons. Higher level weaponry than you guys have right now. They have some really rare weaponry, magic, books, knowledge, artifacts, anything you can imagine from the entire world, and even some stuff from beyond this world. What do you want to do? Billy, what do you want to do? There are mercenary companies also hiring themselves out. Companion characters you could buy. No, not slavery. I'm talking about like companion characters like Elder Scrolls or Fallout. There are groups of companions, guilds. There are animals you can recruit. There are all sorts of things. It's a very busy throwaway full of merchants from all sorts of different races selling all sorts of things for adventurers. What do you want? What are you looking for specifically? Okay. You go to a gnomish merchant from a minotaur and his crew of minotaurs, and they are selling what would be an appropriate weapon for you guys. I haven't really bad with the items. A bag of holding is being sold. Some very powerful swords, heavy armor, steel swords, full chainmail armor. And yeah, so you have like some full-blown chainmail armor, swords, and daggers. Any item you can think of. I'm pretty much pulling that out there. Yeah, just dig into the player's guide. Any weapon below a 10 you can have. And you will get a discount because you're war heroes of 200 gold. This is that kind of multiverse marketplace.
Should I explain?
Sure, well, there's item searching again. An angel, a celestial being, yeah. The various races in the multiverse. Okay. Do every just ends just by the means sort of thing. Okay. Alright. I can work with that. Let's see.
Now, bear in mind though, first.
Yeah. Holy. Right. Okay, I'll look up a deity for you. And you're from Corrin, right? So I can use a pre-made deity. Would you be okay with, since you are part of the Holy See, I guess the you yeah, so the Faith of Seven has been diminishing in recent years, but it's been regaining strength, especially with your recent actions. And I would say the vast majority of its followers are willing to support you. And you could be one of the first people in centuries who's actually the gods have actually spoken to. Most people actually, yeah, they're saints or angels, whatever. The seven divines, it's questionable. A lot of people question whether they even exist. A lot of people think they're purely just stone and rock and synchronized deities that really had never existed, just like idols that were made up by some rich white guy to make a lot of money. But recent events, such as yours and similar visions, have led some credence to the fact they exist. Most still, in the Bristol Commonwealth, the Faith of Seven is a lot more secular, a lot more oh, we believe this, but we don't. Let's do whatever we want. Very loose with the rules. In the Tark Empire, the Faith of Seven is very literal, very in your face. I take you. Do you come from the more lighter, like progressive Bristle church, or the more hardcore zealous Tark?
I was not. There's a reason that I was. Uh, I was on a pilgrimage.
Okay, so you didn't like either denomination. You didn't like either denomination.
No, I'm well, I'm disappointed that I am in the church. I have to in some form of
Okay, we'll assume you're a zealot for the Tarks. The remnants of the Tarks. You were a rogue priest, but you...
I believe in helping those.
So you're a rogue warrior priest that pays no attention to either church.
No.
You're loyal to the God, not the church. Okay.
Yes. I'm loyal to their.
Yeah, so your recent actions could reunify the various denominations across Corin. It's reinvigorated the faithful, regardless of what faith they belong to.
Yes.
And this could be a rallying cry for the entire world, really. You convince them to go across the multiverse to another world and kill hordes of goblins in your name.
I will not claim myself as a god.
Okay, you're like
I am but a man.
the reverse of Talos. Okay. Reverse of Talos. Okay.
I am no god.
All right. Well, there's questions whether you should be considered a saint at this point. The gods did speak to you, and you did lead to a great victory. So, some consider you a saint at the very least. Others believe you're a power-hungry heathen. Others think you're a debaucherous drunk who uses the church for its own influence, his own influence.
Free booze.
Roll my charisma, see if that's a good recruiting pitch. You are able to convince quite a few dwarves to join your personal command.
I like dwarves.
Dwarves across Corin and across the city you're in and your home planet of Corin are joining in mass. Dwarves, elves, humans, and a few furries.
I don't mind them.
Quite a few beings of various races are being recruited. Even degenerates that the church often rejected are now joining your units, joining your command, and
Of course,
being recruited.
everyone is accepted.
Yeah, you're leading a crusade against Tiamat across the multiverse. This will be interesting for a campaign.
Of course, every now
In recent, we don't do that in my games. Degenerates, okay. But they still have a power base in your religion. They still have their agents.
Of course, everybody is
All right. Well, you guys in the marketplace, I'm creating a scene for Noah here. You're in your bedroom. You're aboard an airship. What are you doing? Are you praying, meditating, drinking? As you are meditating, a man in priest robe walks into your roll me awareness. Please don't do it. You see a priest walk in, or a man that looks like a priest. My lord. It is time. May I have a word with you?
Of course.
A confession, if you might. He approaches you.
What would you confess?
He pulls out a dagger. Trying to see what's your.
AC. Or 18.
He fails.
I grab him and.
He pulls his hair out. Look! And outside your window are. How should I describe this? Priest dressed up like angel flying on griffins with arrows pointed at you.
What trickery is
You shall die for your heresy, false prophet. Two
that?
griffins.
Spirit guardians.
You could do an act. There's a shit. Your entire crew and fleet is watching this moment. You. All right. Your paladins gather around you, but you notice on your no. Your paladins surround you, but they too pull their boys out on you. Your personal guard. You are a heretic, so saith the holy cleric of the Talk Church. If you are truly the speaker of the gods, call down them upon us, and show us your faith.
Very well.
Show me a roll of wisdom. Angels come down from the sky. Briefly. Their light shines up the entire night sky, and then they vanish. Could be illusions of false creatures and demons and false gods. The most of your fleet stands down and they get down on their knees and bow before you. Will you ask for penance? What will you do to them? Most have surrendered to you and are willing to be penitent. But
the rest of them?
About 12 clerics and maybe a couple guards don't. They call you a heretic nonetheless. They're mostly Tarks.
Throw these animals.
They fall down screaming. Your personal guards surround you. We will offer penance. What do you wish of us? You go medieval on their ass. Oh, goody! Oh. Ooh. Oh. I'll say plenty of hail cherries tonight.
Make it 20.
Yes. Yes, Daddy.
Make it 30. That's all you want to play.
We will try our best not to enjoy it, my lord. As the gods will. Dude, that was funny. Yeah, that is real merciful.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been worse.
And we'll end today's game on that note.